There is one more player in the accounting arena, and that's the accountant. Over the years, I found that many of my clients were not really familiar with all the different kinds of accountants that they had encountered in the marketplace. It's good to be an informed consumer when you're looking for the services of a financial professional or accounting service provider. So let's talk a little bit about each of these. First, we have bookkeepers and bookkeeping services. There's no real requirement for bookkeepers and bookkeeping services to pass any specific education or certification requirements or to understand your industry. There are many worthy bookkeepers and bookkeeping services who are excellent at what they do. However, it would be good for you to make sure that you're getting quality service by closely checking or having someone else who is knowledgeable check the work that they're doing, especially if they're a new service. Secondly, of course, there are payroll services. I like to recommend one of the large national services to my clients. One of my favorites is Paychex, as they handle many small businesses. A payroll service can make your life a whole lot easier and de-stress the entire payroll process. There are also people who are in business as tax preparers. Although some of these folks may have attended classes or seminars in tax preparation, you aren't required to have any special certification, education, or qualifications to advertise that you're a tax preparer. Again, I'm sure that many of these practitioners are excellent and diligent in their work. I would suggest, however, that you do whatever you need to make sure that the person who's preparing your taxes really knows what they're doing, because the construction industry has some very specific requirements. Be certain that you understand what they're putting on your tax return and that you agree with it. Remember, you're ultimately responsible for the information on that return. Then we have enrolled agents. These are tax preparers who have studied the educational materials and have passed exams given by the Internal Revenue Service, and they're certified by the Internal Revenue Service to prepare tax returns. Again, do whatever you need to make sure that the person who's preparing those taxes really knows the specific construction industry requirements. Be sure that you understand what they're putting on your return and that you agree with it. Of course, nearly everyone has heard of the CPA designation. CPA stands for Certified Public Accountant. The original idea behind the designation was to let the public know that this group of people knew how to examine financial records and that they could certify that the financial statements being relied upon by third parties were materially correct. Hence the term certified. Over time, the profession developed a large body of standards regarding the way that CPAs must perform their work, as well as a set of ethical practices that CPAs commit to follow. They also must pass strenuous exams before they're granted the CPA designation, and are required to attend or teach a certain number of continuing education hours each year. CPAs are licensed by their state to be in public practice. It depends upon the state, but CPAs typically start by attending anywhere between 4 and 5 years of college and specialized education. And in many states, there's a requirement that college grads then work in a public accounting firm in an apprentice-like program for a certain period of time, usually 2 to 3 years, in addition to passing the CPA exam before they can be licensed. Again, just because you hire a CPA to help you, you aren't totally off the hook here. As in any profession, you need to be an alert and informed consumer. Just because an individual has completed all of those requirements, it does not necessarily mean that they know everything related to financial matters or the specifics of your industry. But your chance of finding someone who really knows what they're doing with your numbers is much higher when you're working with a CPA. Another type of accountant is a management accountant. Typically, most management accountants have earned a college degree, and many of them have earned their CPA and moved from public accounting out into the private sector. One respected additional management accounting certification is the CMA, or Certified Management Accountant. The focus of a management accountant is to help develop accounting systems that will help management see and understand on a day-to-day basis what is going on financially with the company or with projects or certain functional areas within the company. They organize financial information so that it can be used for management purposes. Management accountants typically work for larger corporations and don't offer their services to independent businesses. And of course, there are a variety of additional specialties and certifications, whether it's a certified QuickBooks ProAdvisor, a certified financial planner, a certified internal auditor, a retirement specialist, etc. Some of the certification processes are time-consuming and quite rigorous. Others are much easier to acquire. So the general concepts you should walk away with are: first, make sure that you understand the background, qualifications, and industry experience of the person that you hire to help you with your tax reporting and, even more crucial, internal financial information. 2. Whether it's a CPA or a bookkeeper or a payroll service, be certain that you understand what they're doing and that they can explain it to you in a way that you can understand. And third, don't be shy about asking questions or making suggestions. If the person you're working with is knowledgeable and a professional, they'll take the time to bring you up to speed and to help you accomplish what you want to accomplish. And of course, no game would be complete without its special rules for play. And construction companies have some very distinct rules and some very thorny challenges. As you can see on the slide, there are all different types of construction activities that a company can engage in. We might have a handyman service or contracted services. We could create land developments or build spec homes or create custom homes or remodel. We may get paid on a property sale or on a cost-plus or fixed-price basis. Each one of these types of construction requires a different kind of accounting, and many construction companies handle several types of construction activities. So we're experiencing a very knotty accounting environment combined with some complex requirements for the industry, mixed with some very unique business models. But you're here to learn, and each type of accounting yields its secrets to anyone who's willing to apply logic and diligence to their particular circumstance.